are a few projects that people are working on that I think are great projects. We have a student who's currently in Ghana right now working on a project called Moringa Connect, and it grew out of a technology which was a small oil press for extracting oil from moringa seeds. The moringa plant is commonly grown in West Africa, and people eat the leaves, but they don't do much with the seeds. And yet within those seeds is a high-value oil. So if you could extract that oil, it would be another opportunity for income generation. So Kwame learned about the project when he took the D-Lab class that I taught in 2011. And he had a chance to go to the field and to see what an impact this could have on farmers, right? To see the degree of excitement there was about taking what was normally an unused resource and gaining value from it. And so he then started working beyond just the technology and started thinking about how could we turn this into a business that would really be an income generating opportunity for these farmers. And he's moved on to well beyond the technology, where now he has a business where he's been working on the models of where would he market that oil, how would he collect it from a large group of farmers, how will he process it, how will he develop the supply chains both in receiving the oil and moving it out to consumers and customers, not just within Ghana, but for the world export market as well. So it's a nice project because it sort of started with one small technology and a student who was sort of interested in it, and it really became his passion and his now his life. And he's currently living in Ghana, working to move this project forward. Another project that we've seen go to scale is a project that started through a graduate student who went to Tanzania to work on a wheelchair assessment project, and through that he learned a lot about what was what were the needs of various wheelchair users, and largely wheelchairs are not well designed for people who live in rugged terrain. And so he came back and he started thinking about how could he improve the design of a wheelchair, and he developed a system where instead of using the rims of a wheelchair, you use sort of levers that attach to it, and you can push with a much stronger motion with your upper body associated with it. And he designed and built, in collaboration with a number of teammates at MIT, the Leverage Freedom wheelchair. And he also decided to teach a class. He was a graduate student, so he taught a class on wheelchair design because it's a great way to teach people about mechanical engineering. So one of his students got very engaged with the project, and she's now working with yet another student. So now there's a team of them working together with a company called Grit, and they are working to produce and distribute that wheelchair all over the world. So they're working in connection with a company in India, which is producing the frames, and now they're looking at models for assembling them and distributing them on a worldwide basis as well. Haiti has a big problem with deforestation. 98% of the country is deforested, and yet there are resources that could be used to make alternative fuels. And we identified one, which is bagasse, which is the waste after the juice is extracted from sugarcane. And there's large piles of this all over the country at these small-scale sugar mills. And you can take that waste and you can carbonize it and turn it into a charcoal powder, which you can then crush and form into briquettes using a simple binder that's made out of cassava root, which is a very starchy, sticky porridge. And so over the course of the next few years after that initial trip to Haiti, we refined that process, and we came up with a solution that would allow people with a very minimal investment, about $25, you could buy everything that you needed in order to produce your own charcoal from agricultural waste. And in Haiti, charcoal is a really high-value product, and you can, within a week, produce enough charcoal to pay back what you spent on the equipment that you need to do it. And so we're working on this project in Haiti for quite a while, and then when we were looking at places where we could scale up, East Africa was a great location because they have similar issues with deforestation and sort of a higher population, which means a bigger market for the product. And so through the Scale Ups program, we identified a few entrepreneurs in Haiti to work with in order to scale up charcoal making into sustainable businesses. And now we're working with a couple of organizations there. One of them is called Tutti, and the entrepreneur, whose name is Betty, is literally producing tons of charcoal a week, which she's selling in the local market. She has moved beyond the initial technologies that we shared with her and scaled up to use more productive technologies to produce at the higher volume that she's now experiencing. I think it's the students who are passionate about a project that they start in D-Lab will often go through the process of sort of piloting it through a fellowship opportunity and continuing working on it through the different classes that are offered through D-Lab. But when they graduate, they want to keep doing it. And so many of our students will start companies in order to keep working on the projects that they started when they were D-Lab students. So Moringa Connect, a startup in Ghana, which is looking to provide more income for farmers through harvesting oil from the moringa tree. Global Cycle Solutions, looking at pedal-powered solutions to provide income to farmers in rural Tanzania. Synergy, a company that takes human waste and converts it to energy and has started a sustainable business has started a sustainable business in the slums outside of Nairobi, leasing latrines and taking away the waste product and using that to produce energy and fertilizer. It's an unlikely source of wealth, but one that is continuously being renewed. We also have in Nigeria a student who was struck by the amount of trash which was accumulating in Lagos, so she started a company called WeCyclers, and they've developed a sort of a cargo bike that allows the recyclers to go door to door, even in crowded small alleyways in the outskirts of town, to collect these recyclable materials and then take it to market to be sorted and to earn income from that. So there's a variety of companies that have come out that are making a difference.